Hi everyone, this is Gayle and welcome to my live stream tonight. This is Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on March 12th. So tonight we get to change the clocks back and we move into the next time zone, which is Eastern Daylight Time. I'm so excited. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. We're going to have a fun live stream tonight. We are doing a review. And we're going to talk about after that, we'll talk about just whatever is on your mind. So it should be a lot of fun, should be a fun night. And I am posting this, making sure it's posted in our Facebook group. And if you are not in the group, then you should be. And that is facebook.com/groups/Gayle Vlogs. That's GAYLE VLOGS. I'm going to type it into the chat room here. Whew, if I can type, which is not going so well right now. Hold on. So yeah, over there we do a lot of, um, that's where the bulk of our conversation takes place with everybody, and so we have a lot of fun. And that's where you'll also find out the first notification for live streams and topics and such as that. Videos, kind of what's going on the channel. All of that happens over in our Facebook group. And so I have been away to a conference and just got back literally like a couple of hours ago. It's been a snowy day, I'm here to tell you, but we are hanging in there. I hope you are too. And yeah, and I want to check and see too if notifications went out on the live stream. I know I'm always nervous about that because sometimes Facebook does put them out and sometimes not. So y'all know how that goes. So I'm just going to check and see here if they're out. So actually, no, I don't see them out yet. So, all right. We are going to wait just a little bit then to start on the review of the electrolyte mix. I will say that, go ahead and tell you, I get them with these Walmart beauty boxes that I get because I just sometimes like having fun with makeup. So I get these boxes. And that this time, that's where the electrolyte mix is coming out of. So it's not a sponsored product, but it's not one that I paid for either, other than the subscription boxes from Walmart. So liquid IV hydration multiplier is what we're going to be testing. So we're doing that. Also, I wanted to say that you want to keep checking. I've been raising money for a service dog and selling jewelry over on Instagram for that. And we are going to be having a jewelry sale later in the month. Everything's going to go on sale. So all you do is you go and look at the Instagram, and if you find something you want, you message me. Yeah, it's not anything really super formal. Just something kind of, it's not a storefront. So just when you see something, just message me. And Instagram.com/service dog fundraiser is the URL. And I'm going to go ahead and post that over here in the chat box too. Peter Parker is here. Hi, Peter. I'm not going to taste makeup. I'm going to taste hydration stuff that came in the box. So hang on a second. You never know for sure what's going to come in the box. Most of the time, it's actually makeup. But sometimes there's some lotions and some things like that. So anyway. So, all right. There is the URL for the jewelry that we're going to have going on sale. And I've got like everyday jewelry. I've got some stuff for St. Patrick's Day, which is right around the corner, as well as some things for Easter, which is also right around the corner. So take a look at that. Again, if you find something that you like, just put a comment on the piece or message me. But yeah, later this month, we're going to be having the fundraiser is going to have a sale. So excited about that. And that's because we're moving closer to getting the dog, and that's going to happen in mid-June. So it's like, yay! I'm excited. I can't believe it. So, all right, just checking again here. I still don't see that notifications actually have gone out. Peter, did you get a notification on it? Because I'm not seeing that they went out, or at least I didn't get one yet. And I kind of wanted to hold off on doing the review until notifications went out. And Peter says, so is Christmas around the corner, LOL. I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. A little further around the corner, though. So, yeah. I don't really know what's up with the notifications. I'm just making sure also that it was posted in the group. Yeah, it's definitely posted in the group. And I still don't. What I did was I signed myself up for my account and hit the, or I didn't sign myself up, I'm already on it, but I hit the subscribe button. And I thought that would notify me on. Hey, Gloria. Okay, Peter says he got it. Gloria, did you happen to get it? The notification, I mean. I'm going to close that. I'm surprised we get to see Gloria tonight because you're like usually busy with your husband's poker group. So anyway, okay, well, if you all are both in here and Peter says he got the notification and Gloria, she just said hi, so she must be busy. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and when do I have a Twitter thing coming up? Oh, we're good. So we'll go ahead and do the unboxing, I guess you could say, unenveloping. We'll go on with the review. Whoops. All right. And I am half in La La Land today. Did you see that truck try to run me off the road? No, actually, Peter, I have not yet. I have been out of town and had to get some stuff ready for town, and I've not been on YouTube much. I've not been on Facebook much. I like literally just got in here a couple of hours ago. So I've not watched anybody's videos yet, but I will do that. It's on my list. I just haven't gotten there yet. But I will. Don't worry. But I was out with the snow and went over to the Smokies for a conference, so I'm back in. Yeah, don't give up on me. I'm just like way behind. All right, so this taste test that I'm going to do, I'm a little nervous about it. Because I don't, some of these I don't like, so we'll see. But again, this is the Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, and I don't really know what kind of flavors they have in this, so I'm going to see. I'm just going to Bing it real quick and see what flavors they've got. And let me go ahead and share this so we can all find out together. Okay, so we'll see what this has to say. 20% off your first order. Nah, we'll see. Okay, it says it hydrates faster than water alone, 3 times the electrolytes of sports drinks, 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. Non-GMO, no artificial ingredients, convenient, travel-friendly, single-serving packets. Yay! 8 delicious flavors. What flavors are they? This one is golden cherry. Clean premium ingredients. Okay, got that. Okay, so there's lemon lime. tangerine, apple. I was hoping they'd have like a list, just a list of flavors. Is that crazy that they don't have a list? We'll go back up here and say where it is. Okay, I guess I'm just overlooking it. Lemon, lime, strawberry, watermelon, passion fruit, guava, acai berry, apple pie, and pina colada. Golden cherry. I'm holding golden cherry. It is not mentioned on here. So maybe this is a new one. I don't know. Do you all know? Let me know. Put that over in the comment section. They should make a spider flavor. Maybe. Maybe that's what they should do. All right. I'm going to push this forward. It does say golden cherry right here. Whoops. I got to reach around my mic here. Okay. Golden cherry. Odd flavor. Okay. So it says to do it in 16 ounces of water. So I have 16 ounces right here. And I figure it's probably not going to be good cold. So I've had this in the fridge for a little while, a few hours now. It's cold because I did that right as we got home. So I guess about 2 hours and 20 minutes all total. I hope this is going to be good. Now, I don't usually use these throughout the year except during summer travel season. And this summer, I'm going to be going out to the desert. So I figured this would be a good thing to have. Thought I had scissors there to open it with, but I don't. So let's see if it'll be good, easy to open. Because, yeah, you always want to take something when you're out in a hot area. Dehydration can be a huge problem, as we all know, for lots and lots of reasons. For me, when I start getting dehydrated, it starts triggering my asthma. I don't know why, but I start coughing. Sometimes I get confused. So hydration is a big thing. All right. I put it in my bottle. I'm going to shake it up. Where is everybody tonight? I wonder if they all are snowed in. Okay, that lightened the bottle. That's different. Okay. So as you can see, the water is about right here and the foam is way up here. We will see how this goes. Okay. It's got a light scent. It actually has more of almost a little bit of a citrus cherry scent. And citrus and cherry don't usually go together. But that's kind of like the scents that I'm picking up. But both of them are very, very faint. Okay, let's see. Not bad. It's really sweet. It tastes really sweet. It's not bad. It tastes kind of like one of those cherry pixie sticks that we used to get when we were children. Hey, Stellar Piper, welcome. Stellar Piper's in the house. Good to see you. It really kind of tastes like a pixie stick. It's not bad. Definitely glad that it's cold. I'm not sure I would like it that well if it was room temperature. But cold, it's not bad. Maybe it's like a watered down icy, maybe. Yeah, I would say that. I would say either not quite as sweet as a pixie stick to maybe a watered down icy, somewhere in that range. So the flavor's not bad. Definitely glad that it's cold. I don't think it would be good at room temperature. I'm going to add some ice to it too. Now, I'm always using a reusable bottle. Stellar Piper can tell you, keep some plastic out of the landfill. So I measured it in this cup to make sure I had 16 ounces. So let's see how this is. It's so strange to me that it has a little foam on top when you shake it. So let's see. Let's see how this is with ice in it. Open. And this was my free bottle from Healthy Parks, Healthy People. The ice kicks up the flavor just a little bit, but then it's really cold. So yeah, I'm going to actually call this a win. So yeah, I'll take it. Yep. I'll call it a win. This one. Let me see too what the nutrition facts are on this thing. 1 stick, yes. 1 stick. 45 calories. No fat, no saturated fat, no cholesterol. 500 milligrams of sodium. Total carbs are 11 grams. 11 grams of sugar. It's where the carbs are coming from. Includes 11 grams added sugars. No protein. Vitamin D. Nope. Calcium. Nope. Potassium. 370 milligrams of calcium. Potassium, rather. Vitamin C. 78 milligrams. 80% of your daily value. Niacin. 22.8 milligrams. Vitamin B2. 2.28 milligrams. And vitamin B, 6.82, which is 280% of your daily value. And pantothenic acid, 11.4 milligrams, which is 230% of your daily value. So those are the added electrolytes, and the ingredients also are pure cane sugar, dextrose, citric acid, salt, potassium citrate, sodium citrate, dipotassium phosphate, silicon dioxide, riboside, REBAUDIOSIDE-A. Don't know what that is. Stevia leaf extract, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, vitamin B3, vitamin B6, calcium. I can't pronounce this thing. PANTOTHENATE. And natural flavorings, as well as vitamin B6 and B12. Store in a cool, dry place. So, that's all the details that I have on this liquid IV hydration stick that we just had. So, yeah. Again, not bad. I'll go with it. Definitely not for every day, because you don't need it every day. But, for going to the desert this summer, oh yeah, it's going to be a big deal. Not bad. And again, this is not sponsored or anything like that. Just to make sure everybody knows, I got it in my little Walmart beauty box. I get these like once a season. So, yeah. So that's how that is. So how are you all doing? Oh, okay. I see that we have been joined by a couple of folks. Let's see. And Peter is reminding us that we have the time change. So make sure you get up at 2 a.m. to set your clocks. We're going to do daylight savings. Stellar says you can jump ahead 2 if you want. She's only jumping 1. Candy is here, so hi, Candy. And hi. Aw, Candy's asleep. Okay. And let me just clarify, everybody. This is Candy, the wee service dog. Her name is Laurel, but her service dog is Candy. But if you hear me say Laurel, I am talking about Candy. Or if you hear me say Candy, I am talking about, it's all about Candy, the wee service dog here. So just to clarify for anybody who hears it now or later. Does it come in other flavors? Yep, it does. Peter is incorrect on the flavor right there. But other flavors included, I forgot what now. Let me go back over here to it. Pull up the bean history. It'll take me right to it. And I'll pull it back up for you since you asked. Click, click, click. Alrighty. So here we go. Oh, and they donate too. That's good. It says over 300,000. Well, no, that says over 300,000. No, 300 million. How many zeros in it? Yeah, 300 million servings sold worldwide. That's cool. But it also said something about donating. So if this will come back, build your own multiplier bundle. Okay. Yeah, 16 million sticks donated globally. That's a lot, 16 million. So, okay, the flavors that they had did not include, when I looked at the list, it did not include the one we just tried. So, lemon, lime, strawberry, watermelon, passion fruit, guava, acai berry, apple pie, and pina colada. So, hey, who likes pina colada, right? Who doesn't? So, there you go. And let me just check out this drop down box. Oh, see, now on the drop down box right here, it's showing strawberry, lemon, lime, passion fruit, watermelon, guava, pina colada, golden cherry, or a variety pack. So there you go. 24.47 for a 16 pack. So it's a little pricey. Little pricey. And you can subscribe. So 32 pack is 45.12. So yeah. I wonder if Amazon's got it. I'm gonna check it. I gotta check Amazon. Generation multiplier. Because, like, Amazon, you come through again. So there you go. So there it is on Amazon, and it must be available at Walmart too because I got the box. So good deal. Okay. Just for grins and giggles, I am going to drop this link in the description box. So if anybody wants to try it and check out any of the other flavors, you can let me know. And Candy is saying, we're a team, so it doesn't matter what you call me, just don't call me late for dinner. That's cool. So, yep. So I put the link there, and that's what Candy says. I just wanted to clarify for somebody who might come in later. So there you go. I'm going to stick that link right down below. So if you do try any of the flavors, and I'm not pushing this, like I said, this is not sponsored or anything like that, but if you do try any of the other flavors, let me know. Because I might be interested. Gotta look and see, make sure I'm typing everything right. Because I know if I misspell it, Stellar's gonna make fun of me. Okay. So there we are. It's even linked below. Ta-da! And you ladies that just joined me, you didn't get to hear the news. I'm gonna have a sale later this month, probably about over in the jewelry arena that we have going on. Because as it gets closer to getting the dog, I'm going to be trying to, move some things that I don't need, like the jewelry. I've still got bunches, big bunches of jewelry sitting right over here. Okay, Candy says that's an old joke, Gayle. I've not heard that variation of it. I have heard "call me once, call me twice, but don't call me late for dinner." So that's what I've heard. And Peter is saying old jokes are good. Okay, I agree. I got a tweet here. Hang on, who is this tweet from? Ah, it's Gloria. Gloria had to go. She says she's still listening, and she'll be around, but she may not be able to get online to talk. So, okay, Gloria, I'm glad you came in. We see you or saw you right there closer to the beginning. So, there's her comment saying hi. So, yeah, we will see you. So, thanks. And Peter, I have to agree, old jokes are good. They just don't go out of fashion, the old ones. They stay around. Really? Uh-oh. A whole ton. We need to get together and have a giant posting party and take lots of photos and get them posted. No, it's not a new hat, but thank you. I am like trying to get back into like the swing of things, more like the old me, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like these past few months, and with the COVID, and then going previous to COVID, when I was having the problems with the breast lump and whatnot, I feel like those two things combined with just the general stuff going on with the COVID and so forth, I really feel like some of the wind was taken out of my sails in the sense that I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't really go out and do the things that like I wanted to do because of dealing with the breast lump and then getting sick and getting COVID. And, we went on the vacation this past fall and I took some video footage and stuff. And I don't know at this point that I'm going to get around to even using any of that footage because now I think it's time after the snow goes away to start looking at $40 day trips and getting back into the swing of things. And part of pulling everything back together is my hat. So I'm dragging those out again and I'm going to be tweaking some up and just trying to have some fun with it. Hey, look, we have Iron Fire Horse in the house. The party can get started. Hi, Iron. How are you? Good to see you, Irene. And let's see. Candy says, I don't remember that color. Yep. I had it. I may have just got it just like at the last of summer last year, maybe. Oh, Iron liked my crab headband. Cool. I'm glad. I've got one for St. Patrick's Day that we're going to do next week. Peter's got to go. Okay. Good night. Thank you for coming in, Peter. It was good to see you. Hi, Stellar. Hi, Iron. And Irene says she's doing pretty good, actually, thanks. So good. Now, are you still out traveling? If you are out traveling, I hope that your gas is not through the roof yet. So this is kind of what I've been doing, and I went to a retreat, had a good time at the retreat. Guess what we did at the retreat? We made some jewelry. So I was very happy to be able to show the ladies how to do that. And so we got up today to leave the retreat. We're up in the mountains, and looky here. We have snow. Several inches of snow. And several pictures of my husband. There he is with his car. Thank goodness. He bought a Jeep a couple of years ago. because we have several inches of snow. But that's up in the mountains of East Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains. And it has snowed so much you can't hardly read the sign. But Great Smoky Mountains National Park, we were in Pigeon Forge, which is right there next to the park, and woke up this morning to several inches of snow. Fortunately, okay, it started as rain, changed to ice, then we got the snow on top of it. And then fortunately, by the time we were able to leave today, instead of conditions worsening, which is what we were told to expect, the roads actually were clearing up some. Where they had been, pre-treated, and the state and the local officials could pat themselves on their back for doing all the things right and getting the roads ready. So huge shout out to them for planning, but a bigger shout out to the folks who were driving the trucks and actually out treating the roads out in this cold weather. Huge, big shout out to them. So let's see what Iron says. Green says, hello, Candy. Good to see you. Nope, but hope to be. Okay, I was thinking that you were out. Our gas is more than it is in the States by just a bit, over $2 a liter the first time ever. Okay. Wow. Now, I can remember a few years ago driving up to Alaska. It seems like I paid a little over $2 a liter, going on up, like way on up there. So I could be wrong, but obviously I am wrong if it's $2 first time ever. But that is huge. And y'all, I just want to kind of put this in perspective here. A liter, I'm not going to quote myself on the math, but I am going to pull it up and we're going to do the math. We're going to check this out here. Because a liter, how many liters in a gallon? Ta-da! Almost 4 liters. Almost 4 liters. So 3.79 liters in a gallon. So she's talking about paying over $2 a gallon of gas. I just kind of want to put this in perspective. So $2 per liter times 3.9, 7.8, so almost $8 a gallon for gas. And our average gas price here in the U.S., in Alaska, it's 4.58. Arkansas, 3.84. I'm just going to scroll down through this. This is as of March March 10, 22. So, we're all fussing that we're paying a lot for gas. And certainly, we're not used to these kinds of gas prices. But when you compare it to the folks in Canada, we really can't complain. So, Irene, thank you for sharing with that about us, or sharing about the gas with us. My thoughts are converging here. So I just want to scroll down through here. So the most I ever paid in my life per gallon. Where were you all when you paid the most you can remember paying per gallon? I was in Alaska on the Dalton Highway, and we paid like $5.50 for the gas, and we were so glad to be able to get gas. We didn't really care how much it was. Well, that's a lie. We did care how much it was. But we're talking about the logistics of getting gas up the haul road going toward, toward Prudhoe, toward the Arctic Circle, all that stuff. And we were right there at Yukon River Crossing, and boom, that's what the gas was. And, you can be upset with the gas prices, or you can just shake your head and try to figure out how to work it out. And that was one of the times where we just had to shake our heads and try to figure out how to work it out. We just had to. Yeah, I've got a video on that. I'm going to pull that up too. I'm going to share that link for that because it's a video of my husband actually pumping gas. And as it would happen, it was so cool because someone who saw us, who's on the video later, said, "Hey, that's my truck there in the background. That's where I work." It was so cool. And this gas, by the way, was 2015 that we were pumping this $5.50 gas. So there's that. And but I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to go back to the chat here. There we go. I will put that link down in the description box. It was so cool with somebody saying, "Hey, that's where I was. That's my truck." You know. So let me go back in here. Candy says she heard it may go up to $7 this summer. Yeah, I've heard that too. Okay, Iron had already done the math for me. Sorry, you all. Around $8 a gallon. Near Toronto, Canada, people. Near Toronto. I'm with you. We are kindred spirits. I am like counting days. It's got to be warmer and it's got to be affordable. We're going to do some $40 day trips, and so I can hopefully show people that you can still go have fun even when the gas prices are high. You just can't go as far, of course, because we just all need a break. Steeler saying a lady on TikTok was talking about gas prices while standing next to a cow, and she introduced the world to her Toyota Corolla. That is cute. I'm gonna have to look for that TikTok. Or Stellar, you're on Twitter, right? So I tell you what, if you see it again, tweet it and I'll retweet it because I'm on Twitter. Candy says that is crazy. I wish my son had an electric car. I like that, Stellar. We actually looked at an electric car one time. It's been a couple of years. Well, no, actually, it's been longer than a couple of years now. You know, a couple of years gets shorter with every year we age. Okay, so it's probably more like 8 years ago. Oh, that hurts. But anyway, about 8 years ago. But they didn't get the distance before charging, and there weren't any charging stations at the time, so we had to walk for it. That was a Chevy Bolt that we looked at. Like that stuff. And let's see, BC is always 20 or 30 cents a liter more. So they probably went over $2 a liter back a couple of years. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking I paid that. But, you know, when you get kind of further away from civilization, at least here in the States, gas tends to be a little higher because it's logistics. It's really harder to stock up places that are way off the beaten track. Um, yes, per gallon. The UK pays way more. Yeah, I read that. And so I kind of think that, you know, I kind of think we should quit complaining. I'm going to, I'm sure, but, you know, compared to what you all are paying in the UK, Netherlands, I'm hearing is really, really, really high too. It's tough right now. Yeah, Candy says she's glad she has her mobility scooter to get around her neighborhood. Yeah, definitely cheaper than gas. I have no idea how much it is in northern Ontario. While I was on my last trip last fall, it was $1.75 a liter up north. So it's going to be higher. Okay. I agree. We're talking, she's referring to the TikTok there. And Iron is now saying, yes, they are great things, Candy. I'm glad you have one. Hoping for free everything except gas. I don't have any extra cash, LOL. I understand that. Candy says, I'm telling my age, but I remember when gas went up to $1. Everyone was outraged about the price. I think the least that I can remember paying is like $1.32, something like that. But I, I'm thinking we may have even been involved in a two stations going at it with a gas price war when I got it that cheap. So Candy can remember $1. I'm a little over that. And Iron is saying, referring to the TikToker that Stellar mentioned, if she has a cow, she is likely full of patties. LOL. I'm sure she can afford some gas. And said, we've had the gas high many times, just not this high. I'm on social assistance, and I'm just glad we have good roads and can get gas anytime. Something to be thankful for, too. Although I saw a couple of stations out of gas near Toronto, that worried me. Yet we haven't had any problems with supply here, not yet. Anyway, who knows what's going to happen before this is all over, you know? But hopefully, everybody will just settle down. All of the powers that be will just settle down, and this huge problem will go away with Ukraine, and they can start putting their lives back together soon. That's what I'm praying for, and then life will kind of stabilize after that. That's the hope. That's the hope. And I'm a little concerned about gas prices too. I've got to go out. I'm going to be going out to Kansas this summer, and that's like halfway across the continent from me, or maybe I should say halfway across the country. And I have to go because I get to get my service dog, which is a good and wonderful thing. But I had budgeted $3 per gallon for gas. So yeah, we all know how that goes. The best laid plans, right? They always go astray. So right now I'm looking at, and we get crappy gas mileage pulling the trailer, but it offsets because then you don't have to worry about finding a place to spend the night, things like that. So, hotel rooms, the average July 4th last year was $140 per night for a hotel room. And pulling a trailer, we don't get as much gas mileage, but it's not like paying $140 a night. With tax, you're looking at well over $150 a night. That's average, and that's like for me, like rich man's wages. Just no. So it's just a little over 1,000. I'm checking to make sure I'm quoting right. It's just a little under 1,100 miles, 1068 from Abingdon, Virginia, up to Concordia, Kansas, and that's not cheap. Travelmath.com, though, fortunately, has been amazing. It's a fabulous website for planning your trips. It'll calculate the gas cost for you. You just put in on the website, you just put in what your car gets in gas mileage, and then boom, it gives you the data, and it has the average prices along your route. So it stays pretty up to date. I usually add about 15% to that cost to compensate for things like going up mountains and sitting in traffic. But it even works in Canada, Iron. And let's see. Stellar says, Iron, real talk. If you can't afford groceries, I'll get you a gift card or something. Yeah. And I don't know if you can actually do that in a reasonable length of time. That's the thing about going to Canada. Because it took, like when I sent the necklace, it like took her forever to get it. So maybe PayPal if you need to sometime. Candy is saying when she got married, she paid about 65-70 cents a gallon. That is so cool. There you go. Iron's the master budgeter. There you go. And she says, you know what really helped on my last trip was a YouTube buddy of mine, Rosie, sent me an Amazon gift card for $50. Got a 12-volt crock pot and cooked cheap while I drove. Crock pots are wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. We are working on putting our van back together, and we've got solar. But I can put the crock pot on solar and sit it in the sink so I don't have to worry about it, falling over or anything. And when I stop, food's done. I'm with you. I just love those. I was so thankful it worked like magic. Good. And Stellar says, wait, a crock pot you can run off a cigarette lighter thing. You can get them, Stellar. You can get them. We use solar because for where I put the crock pot, it was easier to plug it into the battery that's being fed by the solar than it was to put it in the cigarette adapter. But they're fabulous. Let's see, Iron says she was really surprised how little gas she used on her trip. She totally overestimated. See, that's a good problem. I always have to add to the gas estimate because when you're going up the Rocky Mountains or the Smokies, or you're in a major city and you're sitting in traffic, that really plays havoc with your gas mileage, or at least it does for me. And she's saying it did. She was worried it got lost in the mail. I was too. I found out that the tracking only works like in the US. It does not work in Canada. And that's really what made me nervous. Not what made me nervous. That is one of several things that made me nervous about you not getting it. Road Trek brand. 3-hour drive and dinner, bedtime snack, awesome. Stellar says that sounds awesome. Stellar, it is. It is. Because then you don't have to worry. You're not hunting a grocery store. It's ready when you want to eat. And it's convenient and it's cheaper. But for me, and Iron, you can tell me your thoughts on it, but for me, it's the convenience as much as anything, because when I get ready to pull over, it may be 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and the stores around me, restaurants rather, around me may be closed, and there may not even be stores open, but I got my crock pot. And Irene's saying I was going up and down north too. I took the expensive. Okay, wow. See, I haven't done much on the eastern part of Canada yet. It's on my list. We went to Niagara Falls one time, had an incredible, lucked up into an incredible deal so we could go, and drove up to the Toronto area, but we were running short of time. So other than that, and I went over toward Winnipeg. That's it. Got to see more of that part of the Canada, because everybody in Canada has been really, really nice on my travels, which has been helpful. And Irene's saying it was actually Road Pro brand. I guess I got a crappy 12-volt Road Trek heated blanket. Waste of money, LOL. I have probably the same type of electric blanket. I don't know that Road Trek makes a lot of them. And mine worked fabulous. It did a great job for the entire 2 weeks that it worked. So, then it only got barely warm. It helped, but it didn't stay warm. Is that pretty much your experience on that? Yeah, he took it over, but it never got really hot again. And most of the time when he took it over, it wasn't plugged in. But yeah, he did take it over. And one of the reasons why I felt comfortable with him taking it over is because it just wouldn't get hot. So yeah, he took it over. But that's okay. Hey, Irene, something, if you're in an area that's kind of warm, have you ever tried a solar oven? Cooking with a solar oven? I did that some on my trips to Alaska when I was in the hotter areas. Definitely in the desert, it worked out really good, but it seemed like the temperatures really needed to be above like 90, 95, certainly into the hundreds, but 90 and above for it to really work well. See, Iron said, I wrapped it around me naked at home, could barely feel anything, lol. Yeah, that was my experience. It worked great for the first couple of weeks, and then it just wouldn't hardly warm. No, but she would love a solar oven. You can make them out of a cardboard box with some insulation. And insulation, I'm not necessarily talking about the pink stuff, but just any kind of anything that you can insulate with. I ran into somebody, I don't remember where it was now, at a rest area somewhere, maybe Montana. Don't quote me on that, but maybe Montana. And they had made their solar oven out of two boxes, the inner box and the outer box. And what they had done for insulation was they'd actually taken newspaper and rolled it and stuck those rolls in between the two boxes to make, like, I don't know, a couple of inches of thick worth of insulation, and line the whole thing with the foil and put plastic around the front of it. And they were cooking pork chops or something. It was pretty heavy duty what they were cooking in it. So I always wanted to see if I could fry an egg on a rock in summer. I bet you can. Iron, try it, film it, post it. There you go. But I bet you can. And something about with the solar oven, you're supposed to use a black. I used a Dutch oven, just one of those little enamel over steel Dutch ovens, and got mine from Amazon. But later I saw one in a thrift shop. I should have waited to buy it, but anyway, and that really made a difference. And Iron says, LOL, who knows? I might stellar. I'm bad at making videos, LOL. You're not bad. And that's not going to be a real super difficult one to do. Just heat your pan up, or heat the rock up rather, in the sun for a while, and then crack right on the rock, right? Okay, Iron used newspaper to insulate part of the floor of the van. So you know the insulating properties of the newspaper. I was introduced to that on that trip by that person. It's one of those things like I had always heard about, but I had never actually seen put into practice. And I think that's a wonderful use for newspaper. We've been doing, I'm too cheap to buy insulation right now. So what we did, I've been getting Misfits Markets boxes with the fruit and vegetables because they're cheaper than the grocery store. And in these boxes comes insulation. They're very, very well insulated. So like today, we got like an inch of like a batting material along with this cold pack section, which has insulation that's even thicker, and we got like 5 cold packs. So what we've been doing, we're redoing the van, and one of the things I wanted to do was put more insulation in it. And so what we've been doing is putting this insulation inside the van from the Misfits boxes. We have ripped the walls out because we are totally redoing this. And so now this extra layer of insulation that you see, it's all from the Misfits boxes. And so you're looking at 2 layers of 1 1-inch insulation from the boxes on top of 1 inch of styrofoam, and that's over a layer of Reflectix. So, and then we're going to do the ribs up here in the van. I'm going to spray foam all over in there, and then we're going to cover it with another row of Misfits insulation. So we're really going to insulate the heck out of the van. And I got more going on up in the ceiling too, where we're adding more. But I thought, why waste it? Because this stuff's expensive to go buy, But I love the newspaper idea. And if I had newspapers, I might have stolen that because I really like that. Because if you've got it, why not use it? She needed to fill in a bit of the floor that graded up under 1-inch insulation. That was a good idea. We wound up putting some furring strips down, and would have been better off with a little bit more insulation because we got the furring strips, we've got the layer of styrofoam insulation, and then we've got the plywood. And with those layers, I think it'd still get cold. Good idea. Excellent. Is it fire retardant? I think so. I didn't specifically look for that, but I'm thinking it is. And the reason I'm thinking it is because it feels like the polyester batting that you get for quilts, and I think it's flame retardant. Except this stuff feels like that, but it's denser, so definitely has more insulative properties. But I also always have some spray to put fires out with. So I got the aerosol cans because I feel like I know fire extinguishers are supposed to be easy to use, but like my brain in an emergency, I do not want to have to stand there and try to remember, okay, pull the pin, turn it, and push the handle down, and then it comes out the nozzle. I just want to be able to grab a can and start spraying foam. So I have one by like almost every door of the van. I'm a hoarder, LOL. I have piles of Toronto Star papers from when I was in university. I use them when I paint and stuff now. That's a good idea. We don't get the paper here. My husband gets it at work, but like people speak for it. So we don't have that. If we did, I would probably steal definitely the technique with the solar oven. Yeah, I would have definitely done that. Those 4 or 5 cheap pillows from Walmart are good for cheap, quick insulation. I didn't know that. Did not know that. But we have these boxes, so I'm going to go with that for right now, at least. But this pillow right up here, that came from Walmart, so it's one of those $4 and $5 cheap pillows. I just didn't think about that for insulation. The kind that Amazon used in Fresh Start Food says it's not safe to use around heat. Yeah, this does not say that. At least not that I've seen anyway. I'm going to go pull some just to make sure. We got them free at the university, but had to get there early every day. It's a really good idea. I have to applaud that. Okay, and I am looking at this. I just expanded the photo while we're talking about it, and I don't see anything that says it's not to be used near heat. I see where it talks about using it in curbside recycling, recyclable number 1. Renew, recycling, made with recycled materials. Liner, drape, shipping system, or packaging system. Yeah, I don't see anything that says that. I'll double check though, because we just got a box today, and I'll check and make sure. Um, renew finer. Renew liner, rather. Did I say finer? I cannot talk tonight. I'm so sorry. I could possibly Bing it. Let me just go to Bing. Go pack. Protect your perishables while meeting sustainability goals with Renew Liner, award-winning curbside recyclable cold chain packaging solution, recognized by the Cold Chain Global Forum, one of the most sustainable temperature-controlled projects around, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Recycled plastic bottles, got it. Keep curbside, piss them all. Insulated shipping solutions, green alternatives. Yeah, I don't see where it says it, but that's a good thing to bring up. I'm really glad you did, because I would not have thought to double check that. I just expected that it would be fine, but I don't see anything that says otherwise. So I'm going to go with yes. But that was a really good thing to bring up. And let's see, diversity. Just want to keep you safe. And I appreciate that. There was a rubber mat that came in the van, and it was great for keeping the noise down. But I didn't want to risk the fumes, and then of it with me being in an enclosed space with a rubber mat and like sleeping in there and stuff. I just didn't want to risk the fumes. And then I talked to somebody. I don't remember if it was in an emergency department or what. There was a medical person, and she was just like, "Yeah, you do not want to breathe that stuff." So, thank you. Iron stuffed pillows in her two back windows, and man, it made a difference. Yeah. I've got Reflectix in the windows that I covered in black, and that made a big difference. I can imagine those pillows would have been like miracle workers. Does it have a silver lining? No, it does not. The styrofoam board does, I think, for the insulation, but this does not. I agree. Fahrenheit. I agree. Mine has a silver lining but doesn't meet fire safety standards. Yeah, I don't know that much about the insulation. I just figured it would be okay, because really it feels like a lot like the what you get for quilts. So, yeah, hers has a silver lining but doesn't meet safety standards. So I will double check on that, but I don't see anything on the website here that indicates there's an issue. But sometimes they don't put everything on the website, and I understand that. I'm just scrolling back through it real quick. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. But I'll look at it some more. And I may email him, but I don't see anything that indicates it's a deal breaker. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I definitely want to be safe. And, when I get the dog, I definitely want the dog to be safe, like bubble wrap the dog, make sure the dog stays safe. So, yeah. But I figure as long as it's safe, recycling, not having to buy something. I mean, it's a win-win. I don't know if it's going to work that as well as the newspaper. I really like Iron's idea of the newspaper. We don't have that option because we don't get the paper. But I think now that I've been introduced to that as an insulation source, that's something I probably would have tried. Because this person really did a great job with it in their solar oven, and I was pretty impressed. But and I don't know that it's difficult at all because all they've done is just literally rolled it up. So they had this rolls of almost coils of newspaper, and each coil was like really big and thick. But yeah, if you ever try it, let me know, Iron. I really like mine, except it can't cook while I'm driving, of course, because of the layout of the van and the windows and stuff. But like I used it with a girlfriend when I was there in 2017, and I set it up. And mine's a homemade job, but I set it up, and I wanted tea, so I put the stuff in there to make tea, and I walked Tomlin around the rest area. So probably like 20-minute walk. I'd have to go look again, but at the video. But by the time I came back, the water was well hot enough to make tea, and I was pretty happy with that. I've done ramen noodles. I've done couscous in them. No, I have not done meats like this other person was doing, but I'm happy with it. But for meats, I'm going to put mine in the crock pot while I drive. Iron says I put some indoor outdoor type carpet to the bottom of my bed and table in the van, but it sheds this gray powder really messy. I need to replace it with regular carpet. We actually just got some. I'm going to be putting it over the linoleum. Um, we went to Home Depot, and I was looking, and I kind of had an idea of what I wanted from when we went to Lowe's to look. But we were at a Home Depot, and I told my husband, I'm like, let's just check the prices. This is like one of three things that we have to buy for the van because I want something to keep my feet a little warmer. We started to get this piece cut, and it was a little bit more like the color that I wanted. But if it comes to color or cost, I'm going to choose the money. And so we were looking at it, and the guy goes, you just don't, if this is the only size that you need, if you just need a small piece, let's go look at remnants. And I'm like, well, I don't want something I'm going to have to piece. That's a deal breaker and blah, blah, blah. He's like, nah, come on. Let's just go look. We'll see. I'm sure I've got something that'll make you happy. So he takes me over, and he has this piece, and it's really, really long. And I'm like, no, that's a lot bigger than what I need. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the extra carpet, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, this carpet is a lot thicker. And I'm like, I get it. I know, but I don't want to spend the extra money, and I don't want to have this great big piece left over. So when I said that, he just looks and he goes, huh. He's like, okay, I'll mark it down for you. He said, how about $50? And I'm like, for $50, I'll figure out how to deal with the leftover carpet. So I was shocked. So if you guys ever have to buy something and buy carpet and you're looking at remnants, apparently you can kind of toggle that price a little bit sometimes. So I was really surprised. So just pop that over. What do you do about the shedding though? Do you just vacuum a lot? She got it from Home Hardware. It was on a roll. Yeah, this had previously been on the roll, but it was the end of the roll, so that's why it was so cheap. And he was just like, "No," he said, "I'll just mark it down." Okay, that's what you got. Yeah. Ends for carpet and flooring is usually really cheap. I got my bathroom floor that way. Yeah, this was tons cheaper than anything else we had looked at. So, yeah, I was really surprised. I'm going to have this extra piece, but I'll figure out something. But we're not going to do like somebody was telling my husband that if you put down carpet, you have to put down a carpet pad. But we're not going to. I don't think we need to for the van because it's not a home and we've already got some other layers. I just want something to kind of help. Did you put carpet padding down in your van, Irene, when you were doing it? Because apparently you put down padding and then put carpet on top of it. I just don't think I need the padding when it comes to van life. This is not like home life. And I don't want to spend the money doing stuff I don't need to do. Because I think there's like three things that I want to get for the van, and I think I don't have to buy anything else because we're using so much of what we've got, and that is the carpet. I might have to buy a piece of plywood. Um, that's a maybe. And I want to get a larger sink. So I'm looking for a bowl. And I know somebody who works in a thrift shop. And I'm like, if you get a stainless steel bowl in really, really cheap, you need to call me. I just want one about 12 inches, but I'll do 10 or I'll do a little bigger, just around 12. Like I could do 10 to 14. And I think, other than that, um, I might need a couple of packs of screws. That's going to be, I forgot about those. But other than that, I think we're good. Let's see. And Irene's saying, I put laminate floor over my carpet. Couldn't stand the rug. LOL. Oh no. We've got laminate down right now, and I'm going to put the carpet over the laminate. Um, just put the rug on the bottom of my bed and table so I could slide them around easily. Okay, I'm going to just cover the whole thing. Stellar says, Iron, I told the hubs the next place we live, I pretty much want anything but carpet. I have a big, heavy ceramic bowl for washing up with. I'm afraid to do much ceramic. So, in glass, I have one glass piece that has got to come with me, and that is my teapot. And I got clear glass, literally, so I can see in it because I'm like terrified of like getting a creepy crawly in it, which I know is weird, but that's me. Yes, 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 yes. I guess I could blame my father, right? You blame yours, I'll blame mine, because I can't blame my husband. Yep, Iron's laughing, so good. But yeah, I can't blame my husband. He's a nice guy. Besides that, he does dishes. I don't want him mad because dishes are important. But yeah, on this photo, because we're using everything that we can that we don't have to buy and that came out of the van. But our linoleum from me coming in and out of the van back here, it looks like there's water damage on it, but it's actually not. It's just dirt. And this is from where I have tripped over it so many times. You can see that edge there where the linoleum's popped up. And this is not the greatest picture for that. So, yeah, I'm going to be putting the carpet down over all of this, and I'm going to go over the edges. We've got one of those It's a metal piece, and I can't think of the name of it right now. But you can put it on over carpet and just screw it down. So I'm hoping that will take care of it. I might go through with, I guess, a staple gun. But yeah, so I'm going to put the carpet on top of that. I've just got to make sure that it's fastened down really, really good this time because I don't want a trip coming into the van. That gets old fast. And that makes me old fast. And I ain't old right now. I hate carpet. Stellar area rugs I'm good with. I can't do area rugs. I trip. My husband wouldn't do dishes. I ditched him. Aw. Mine does, so I'm gonna keep him around. Iron says that should work. I hope so. Fingers crossed. If not, I'll go to plan B. But I'm like really anxious to get back on the road. And we're redoing the van because I had it set up. I had it set up one way when we first got it, and I changed that too. But we got it primarily at the time to use for mission trips. And so we could haul the team's stuff. So in order to do that, I had this really large cabinet in the van, which took up from right behind the driver's seat to the far side of the wheel well going back to the end of the van. And then I had the bed squeezed in from there. And we bought a little trailer that I used last time when I went to Alaska. And so we just don't need that space inside anymore. So we ripped all that out and we're putting in a lower cabinet. And inside that lower cabinet is going to be my new bathtub and shower. So I'm really looking forward to that because that's the one thing about van life is not having a shower when you want it. So we're not going to do like a heated shower. That's going to be like I'm going to do heat water in the crock pot as I drive or something like that. But, I'm okay with that. So we're having it all, as long as what I'm envisioning works anyway, we're going to have that. And then at the end of the cabinet where the shower is going to be, it's going to fold down so it just looks like a cabinet. And I'm going to lose storage space, and I get that, but I think I'd rather lose some storage space and still have the bathing capabilities. So we'll see how this all works. And at the end of that, just to keep all the water together, my sink is going to go on the end of the cabinet. So we'll see how this all works. Right now, you see where we are. We're adding extra insulation. So, and Iron's saying when she gets her mansion box truck, she wants a bath. Yeah. It's important. It's really nice. And, obviously, I know you can shower at truck stops. I have obviously done that, or not obviously, but I have done that. But it's just I'm really looking forward to have something that's more on my schedule. That if I go to a rest area and I want to shower, I can do that. I can just do it like completely on my schedule. I like having my power and authority over myself, So yeah, but that's our big redo there. Iron has a freezer with a seat in it. I saw someone convert into a tub. Oh, that would be a neat idea. That would be a neat idea. Because our deep freeze has a little thing in it. But we actually got a stock tank. Got it from, what's the name of that? It's a farm, Tractor Supply. Got it with part of a gift card because I don't know what else I'm going to do with a gift card to Tractor Supply. So, yeah. So we wound up paying not much for it. So that was our first expense. Iron says she fits perfectly in hers. LOL. She's little. Well, I'm not the littlest gal, but the stock tub works. I tried it last time. I defrosted it. LOL. It's a neat idea, and somebody may have one that doesn't work anymore that they would be willing to give to somebody who's putting a van together if they wanted to try it. That's a neat idea because it's going to have your drain plug and everything. So we had to buy the drain plug on this one, but we haven't yet. I'm going to see if we can't just siphon it. I don't see any reason why we can't. I used to do that a lot with the kids' swimming pool because I couldn't lift it. So I just would put a hose in it and then siphon out with a hose and drain the tub that way. And I think I can do that for the stock tank too. If not, drain plug. It's just one of those little ones, LOL, exactly, drain plug and everything. Yeah, I like that idea. Because, people are always getting rid of appliances that they don't need anymore. So that's a neat idea. A van lifer could possibly pick something up that somebody was giving away by just even posting on one of the recycling groups. Iron says that might work. I'm hoping it does because it's only got to come up. It's not the tank that we got is low because I have to be able to step into it. And with my leg, I can't, always pull my leg up high to get into like a regular bathtub and stuff. So I think this one's going to be really good. Fingers crossed. So I tried stepping into it and it worked. So yeah. So now the big thing will be siphoning it. And I'm just going to siphon it either into a bucket at the side doors or straight to the ground, depending on what's allowed in the area I'm in. Iron says, if I get a box truck, my freezer is going in it. LOL, it's old anyway. There you go. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a really good plan. And you might be able to, rip out, what is it, the compressor, they call it, or condenser, something like that. You might be able to take that out and recycle it somewhere and make a couple of bucks. You'll figure it out. Yeah. And that's a really cool thing about van life is getting to figure out all these little things and learn and grow and change because, like, it has really helped my life in so many different ways to have done the van life. Like, I get speechless over it, honestly, literally, because like the solar oven, I would never have tried that if it was not for being out on the road in the van. I just never would have. But now I have the security that if our electricity was to go out for an extended period of time, I know I can heat stuff up. I wouldn't have known that had it not been for van life. And because of the van life, we have the solar panel. And granted, it's a 100-watt solar panel. We have 2 100 amp hour batteries now. We got the second one close to a year ago, and my husband hasn't put it in yet. But anyway, he will now that we're redoing the van. But, I wouldn't have ever thought about solar had it not been for the van. And now I have the security of being able to charge my devices without having to worry about doing some cooking without having to worry. And so, like, we have been in areas that were prone for like tornadoes and ice storms and snowstorms and stuff where we've had electricity out for like a week. And friends and people around us and us freaking out at the time too, because your first day or so when your power is out, everybody's unloading the freezers and trying to cook up everything we have. But now it's just, we've got a little refrigerator. I can run that off the battery. I can set it to freeze. It's just nice to have those things. And I'm so grateful for having done the van life, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have these skills. And now it's like we were talking the other day, and it's like we almost feel guilty, because if we're in an area where the electricity goes out again for a week, we don't have to worry about it as much. And we've also had the skills like the little washing machine that I got. I can run that off of solar, and I can do several loads in that little washing machine, and we just have to hang them up to dry. But I also have come across, because you figure things out, I've also figured out ways to hang things to maximize space and maximize clothespins, which I know is a little thing, but it's really not. It's really kind of a big thing and so helpful. And I wouldn't have done that either. So van life is just, you figure things out, and it really helps to figure and have that knowledge stuck in your mind. And it also gives you, or at least me, and Irene, correct me if you had a different experience, but with me, it helped build my confidence that, like, okay, if I figured out this, and I can figure out that, and kind of the way I tackle problems has changed because of van life. Yep. Iron says, I love being creative with the van. My first bed took up too much space, so I made a really neat one. There you go. I justified buying my power banks and lights, etc., even my propane stove and other stuff as emergency stuff for the house. We really need it. And she says, yep, her fridge too, and 60-watt solar panel. You are. Don't feel guilty for being prepared. Well, the part, let me kind of rephrase here. I don't feel guilty for being prepared, but I feel guilty being able to take care of ourselves and our neighbors not being able to. If maybe is the best way. So we've already talked about, there's some older people that live on the street. We've already talked about, if we're in a situation where we lose power for a while, we're going to offer, to let other people, if you're older, disability, something like that, then we're going to offer to let people charge devices in the van. So, or do their laundry, things like that. Because the sun's renewable. I mean, it takes a while, but it can do it. Iron says the power was out at my mom's all day last week at her apartment. I was able to take her lights and my chicken coop heater to keep her warm. That's amazing. Yeah, and the things you think about. Iron says, okay, she agrees. And she says, I don't at Stellar Piper. I'm just glad I finally did it. I feel more secure for it. Yeah. And we've got, because of van life, we've got like this solar charger here. And Stellar, I gave you a solar charger. And I wouldn't necessarily have thought about these if it wasn't for van life. And I won this one from Pop's channel and have been thrilled with it. I've had it for a couple of years now. There's just so many things that, you wouldn't think about. So, and now if we do have an outage, one of my options is to loan this to somebody I trust that will give it back, So, yeah. Because one of the things that we did when we were in North Carolina several years ago, there was a massive ice storm that took out, and we had like 500,000 people without electricity. And in our area, some people didn't have it for like 10 days. And it's a long story, but my husband's grandmother was staying with us. My husband lighted the fireplace, and she immediately started coughing. And so we wound up in a hotel. But we had beef stew in the freezer, And my husband took the turkey deep fryer. We warmed up the beef stew, and we literally went to people's houses. And I said, hey, if you have a bowl and a spoon, we've got hot soup in the back of our van and we can let you have it. But we need, if you have a bowl, we need to put it in something. And so they did. And like the elderly and stuff, oh my gosh. So I like to be able to help people. And so I also kind of feel like with the van, we'll be able to do that. Let's see. Irene says her mom changed her mind about her van stuff. She'd not been happy about my van travels and thought I was spending my money selflessly. Oh no. And Stellar says, I bought a more powerful solar charger a couple of days ago, looking forward to it coming in and trying it out. You'll have to do a review. We'll get together one time and we'll do photos and you can do a review. That's what we'll do. Yes, it is. It is. I have not decided yet what kind I want to get. I cannot decide. The one thing I do know, and this is going to hit some people the wrong way, but I'm not going to do a composting toilet. I've looked into those, and I don't know what I would do with a compost material for one thing. And I'm just going to stick to like the kind that you dump at the dump station. Irene says she needs a bigger battery bank. Stellar Piper, but expensive. I'm saving up and hoping to catch a sale. Okay, Candy's going to go. Thank you for coming in, Candy. She says good night. So good night, y'all, and good night, Candy. Okay, Irene says nope, composting toilet not for me. Yeah, a lot of people like them. I don't want to deal with the stuff on the road, and even if I'm home, I can't compost because we live in a city area, and so there's some concerns that will draw critters. So yeah, they're like no composting. But anyway, I'm just going to get the kind that you dump in the septic, and I would anyway. So, but I don't know like what brand or anything. There's so many decisions, but that's not anything that I'm going to be doing anytime soon. So I don't have it on my list. Right now I'm concentrating on what I need to do to get the van ready for a trip and kind of looking at the basics. I don't want to have to spend any money that I don't have to, especially with gas going up, because I want to be able to have, when I go to Kansas, I want to have the least amount of stress possible. And I know if I overspend on the van, my stress level is going to be jacked up. Irene says I couldn't separate my number 1 from 2. LOL. I don't have that special talent. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Right now, for super emergencies, I've got a bucket and kitty litter, but I'm going to stick with that for a while. But I am looking at a toilet. I just don't know when. One thing that we are doing is I have a tendency when people give me a gift card, I hold on to it. So, like, after we get the service dog, right now, anything that I get, I'm putting on the dog, whether I'm going to be buying gear or whatever. And after that, like for birthday or Christmas, I'm going to be holding on to my Amazon gifts. If people give me gift cards, like friends and stuff, I'm going to be holding on to those and hopefully buying a toilet with it at some point. Yeah. And I did find out with Amazon that you can take your Amazon gift card and purchase like a restaurant gift card or something like that with it, which is really kind of cool. So that might be a way to help save for vacation or van life, things like that. If it's someplace you're going to go. So I am massively excited and hugely relieved. I mean, it's like, so, and at the same time, I'm like, pinch, am I dreaming? Is this really coming true? And the dog is paid off. Thankfully, we're just working on trip expenses to get there and the van, being that and getting the dog gear and stuff. So I still don't know what kind of I'm getting though, and I won't know that until like the very last second. Like, hello, meet your new dog. Like first day of doggy boot camp. But it's just going to be a relief. And all this stuff about like when I was sick with COVID and the breast thing and stuff like that, it really has reinforced how much I relied on having Tomlin. And it's really reinforced how much my life is going to change by having a service dog again. And it's a huge relief. Huge. And let's see. Oh, Stellar Piper says, my boss's boss gave all the outreach staff gift cards for Christmas. Really glad I saved it. Yeah, it's phenomenal to get a gift card. Nice. I miss Christmas bonuses from work. I hear you. That's one thing you don't get when you're working for yourself or on disability or retired. Oh, hey, Peter Parker. Welcome back. He's reminding us it's 288 days until Christmas. Mine is coming sooner because I feel like the dog is going to be like my Christmas. I was wondering how that worked, and I bet. Yeah. With the Amazon cards, you just throw them in your Amazon account and you can use them for whatever. So very helpful. Oh, wow. We are at 8:38. I had no idea. So I went zoomed past our 1 hour mark. So I'm sorry, you all. But it's been great catching up with everybody. I hope it's nice and clear and sunny and a little bit warmer for you all. I hope that for me too. It's supposed to be like our feels like temperature tonight is supposed to be between -1 and 4. So I hope everybody is not experiencing that kind of cold. I haven't celebrated Christmas since 2008 when I left the outreach. Oh, wow. Iron says, oh, wow, glad I caught you, Gayle. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Oh, no, they're not. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Pretty cold and windy where Iron is. Yeah, oh. Yeah, I think that thing's sweeping all over the east. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out. It is always good to talk to you. I really appreciate it. Stay warm, you all. Okay. And I'm going to have a couple of videos coming out this week, mostly they're all about right now the breast experience that I had with the surgery and stuff. Because really, all of that went into tanking my immune system to make me have a worse time once I got COVID. And it was precancerous. So I don't want anybody to think I'm like going through it now. So all of the videos are tagged like filmed in October of 2021. But I wanted to document the process for women who might go through it because it's a pretty involved process to get diagnosed and everything. So, yeah, I don't know about that, Peter. No, not even in chocolate. But Irene, you take care. Stellar, you take care. Thank you all for coming out. So I have those videos coming out, and then I'll see you again Saturday. So y'all take care. Okay, good night, everyone. If I can hit the buttons to discharge here. Okay, so good night, y'all.